going on, all my UFC fight fans? We got an entertaining one today. It is going to be going over probable, likely, potential matchups coming up in the UFC. We're going to be talking about Dariush versus Pimlet. We're going to be talking about Prochazka versus Du Plessis, and Du Plessis versus Pereira, but actually Pereira calling out Dracus, saying, hey, you know what? I think you're scared. So with that, I want to get right into this, and let's go with Pimlet versus Beneil Dariush and see what they have to say.
Abu Dhabi. Next up, let's take a look at Paddy Pimblett versus Beneil Dariush in November at MSG. In the wake of Paddy Pimblett's first round victory over King Green in Manchester, the baddie now finds himself ranked 15th on the UFC's official lightweight rankings. While the expectation had been that Pimblett would look to fight Renato Moicano after he and Benoit Saint-Denis throw down in Paris, rumors then emerged indicating that Beneil Dariush and Pimblett would be fighting at UFC 309. During a recent interview with Submission Radio, Dariush spoke about the potential fight, revealing that although the bout isn't official, he would be interested in a November fight at UFC 309. If that's a fight that the UFC wants to make at this point, I'm ready to go as long as it's November. I think overall, it's an exciting fight. I think you could say jiu-jitsu cancels out, or it could be a lot of striking. Maybe not. Maybe I'm able to take him down, or vice versa. There's so many maybes. I haven't fought in a while, so shoot. There's a lot of questions back there too. So I definitely think it would be an exciting fight. I think that's a fight the fans would enjoy. As far as how the fight goes, I'm not sure.
This video is powered by Buzz Brands, guys. Visit buckabuzz.com, buckabuzz.com, link in the description. Type in bear in the notes when you're making a purchase. That's BEAR, buckabuzz.com. So with that, Paddy obviously was on the fast track. It looked like to fight Money Moicano, but the thing is, Moicano is ranked number 10, right? Dariush is ranked number 7. Pimlet just became ranked, beating King Green. Now he's 15th. So I think the best move, obviously, would be go for Beneil. But here's the thing. In my opinion, Beneil Dariush is a way, way, way harder test than Moicano, right? We already know what Moicano's game is. It's the ground game. But Paddy, he's a pretty damn good grappler, guys. Now, the only thing I would say about Paddy, and I don't even know how to explain this, but I feel like he is still in a little boy body, or hasn't grown into it yet, where he needs to get stronger, I feel like, and that's the only part where I can see his grappling needing to quote unquote improve, which it doesn't really need to improve. He is a great grappler. I'm just saying, when it comes to, him wrestling someone who is larger than him, grappling someone who is larger than him, I think he definitely needs to put on more strength and get stronger in some positions. Because Beneil Dariush, his last 2 losses, he's been on a pretty nice streak before that. Gamera, I think he was on a 5 or 6 fight win streak, but he lost to Charles Oliveira and Arman Sarukian, okay? So literally the number 1, number 2 ranked guys, the killers in the division, those are the only people he has lost to in recent history. So what is next for Paddy? Paddy goes and fights Beneil. Let's say he wins and he beats Beneil. I think his striking might be better, and Paddy consistently says we have not gotten to see his true striking abilities shown while he's fighting. He's like, man, just every single time I can't show y'all. It just, it's not his night, he says, when it comes to the striking. So what if he's able, it's his night, he's feeling himself, he beats Beneil in a beautiful fashion. What is next for Paddy? Should he, now that he's ranked number 7, go up to somewhere higher, harder competition, like a freaking Chandler, Gaethje, Poirier, or should he fight, still stay in that, top, 10 rank, but, go back, now beat Beneil, beat Moicano, then maybe fight, a ranked 5 or higher guy, then go for the title? Because in my opinion, I don't think Paddy Pimblett is ready for a title shot. It doesn't even sound right for me to say Paddy and then Michael Chandler or, Charles Oliveira, Dustin Poirier, Justin Gaethje. It doesn't even sound right to put those guys in the same speaking. Now, with that, it's, he's got to build his way up. And, he is very spectacular in his grappling, but we see with people with Gordon Ramsay, even his last fight, not his fight before with Tony Ferguson, when someone just puts up a little bit of a fight, it gets a little bit tiring for him. So it's just, I don't think he's ready for the top 5. Will he ever be? Maybe, but he's still young. He's still growing into his career. So I hope he kind of stays, top 10 ranked guys. Take your time, Paddy. Maybe a couple of more fights, 4 or 5 more fights, a couple of more years really develop yourself, get stronger. But you know what? I think the Beneil Dariush and Paddy Pimblett fight would be spectacular. I'd be super excited to watch that fight. I'd be so curious to see Paddy testing himself and see what the outcome would be. But with that, let's get into the second option here. Obviously, no, Yuri Prochazka has been, talking about going down to middleweight possibly. Now he's talking about, fighting du Plessis. The thing about this, I don't know if he's speaking English or not in this video, so if he isn't, I will pause as we're going and read it because I know y'all can't read off the split screen I'm doing. Let's go ahead and get into it.
Yuri Prochazka is considering moving to middleweight following Dracus du Plessis' win over Izzy.
Which weight class will it be, at least? Do you know yet? Then Prochazka, I've been considering if Adesanya wins, I'll stay at light heavyweight, but if du Plessis wins, I'll follow him. I'll clear things up a bit there and take the belt, but I feel good and strong in the light heavyweight division, even though the guys there are a bit heavier. Almost all of them. So I have to say that I have no problem physically and strength-wise or in any way with clearing them out. But it would certainly be a challenge for me to go for the belt in the 84 kg division and then move up, but I already let it flow and see how it unfolds. Okay, so you hear that. It's kind of interesting. I wonder why Prochazka said he doesn't want to fight Adesanya. They're not in the same gym or anything like that. They don't train together, so I'm really, really curious. Maybe it's a puzzle piece that he doesn't think he can solve. Adesanya is one of the GOATs, if not the GOAT of the middleweight division. And if you didn't watch one of my previous videos I dropped, Adesanya was injured during the Dracus fight. He was off during the Strickland fight, according to him. But, please keep that respect on Adesanya. Yuri Prochazka still has it, and he's like, hey, dude, when Adesanya is having a right night, I don't think he wants any of that. So he wants Dracus. He thinks he can handle Dracus. That would be an amazing freaking matchup. Two unorthodox, goofy kind of strikers. I mean, it would be amazing. Both guys, knockout power. Both guys with grappling. As you know, freaking Prochazka submitted Glover Teixeira. And I don't know if it was in their first fight or second fight, but he freaking submitted him. And then obviously du Plessis, guys, just came off a spectacular title belt. Why can't I even think of it? He defended his freaking title against Adesanya, choked him out. So I think it would be an extremely awesome matchup. But Dracus is pretty freaking big for his 185er. I would like to see how that lines up with Prochazka, what they look like standing next to each other. But I think that fight would be fireworks. What do you think? Drop your comments down below. Who do you think wins? Prochazka or du Plessis? And, I definitely think Prochazka would beat Sean Strickland, but I don't think he beats du Plessis. That's just my opinion, guys. Now, it's kind of funny. I think this video is Robert Whittaker warns Alex Pereira. And he was also talking about, Khamzat Chimaev. And I wanted to know, is that fight even still freaking on? Let's see. It got canceled June 22nd. There's another fight, June 26th, UFC 308. What is that, in Abu Dhabi? Khamzat versus Robert Whittaker. But then that news dropped that, Khamzat was violently ill. Since he's over there, training where there's not, the most reliable news sources and things like that, he doesn't have all the media on them, it's hard to get a real and clear picture of what is going on with Khamzat. This guy was the coolest freaking contender in the world. I kill everybody! I kill everyone! Y'all remember that shit? And he was literally killing everyone. He was known to have the fastest turnaround times for a fight in the UFC during Fight Island when all that COVID crap was happening. I need to cut that out. When all that C word was happening, Khamzat Chimaev literally put on a show, kept the people entertained. I don't know what's going on with him now. He seems to always have some type of illness. I hope this fight goes on, but I really am no longer excited for the Whittaker-Khamzat fight because every time I get super build up for it and emotional, I'm like, oh my God, I can't wait, go buy the beer, go buy the weed, you know what I mean? Invite the friends, family. We're going to have a barbecue, get the steaks on the grill. And then guess what? He cancels. And so I'm not trying to get too excited about that, though I wish it does happen. With that, we're going to go right into the Alex Pereira saying he thinks that Dracus is scared, even though to me, all I've heard about Dracus is saying that he wants it. Alex is saying that he's scared. Alex is going to be talking in his native tongue, so I'm going to be reading what he's saying, but just know the translation is a little bit funny. So yes, if I sound retarded, probably because I am a little bit dyslexic, but also the translation is a little different. So let's go ahead and get right into this. After I did that, Dracus talked about my weight.
Drop down to 185 if he wants to, right? But then we're gonna hear the excuses.
First of all, when I gave the excuse, the weight messed me up. No one agreed. No one said anything. That is true. When I used that as an excuse, no one wanted to say, yeah, that's right. Weight was a problem for Axe. No one was quiet. No, everyone was quiet. But after I talked about going down one more time, the first thing Dracus said was that it was a problem when I fought Adesanya when I got knocked out. I did this my whole life. For those who don't know, I dropped down 8 times to 81 kilos. In my whole career, always fought at 85 kilos. 84 kilos is 185. Always working my body, getting older, doing the same thing, dropping a lot. My last fights, not just the last one I lost, I've seen it different. I seen it wasn't good for me, that the last one was warning to me that I had to go up in weight. That's why I did. But if you remember, I went up in weight. I said I could do this again, go down to middleweight, but I need some time, need to recover. I was able to recover. I have 4 fights, if I'm not mistaken, new weight class where I took some time to rest. I think if I go down one more time, I'll do well. That's pretty awesome. No excuses that. I want him. I could lose. Okay, good. I have that in mind, but I'll go harder. If that's it, explaining here what Drake has said. Seems like he is a bit scared.
Tell you to evolve, fight your fight. So let me handle my business, you handle your business.
It's another guy who wants to fight against me. He said, yeah, come, I'm waiting for you. But no, he tried to make me scared, but he is the one who is scared. Interesting. So, yeah, Alex Pereira is just kind of doing like a litlittle play on words. It's because, you know, he's saying, hey, when Dracus was on his post-press fight conference, he was saying, Alex Pereira, I want to fight him, but I don't want him to have the excuse of him dropping down weight. So when I knock him out, they can't say, oh, you know what I mean? Have that built-in excuse. You know what? The weight cut was really hard. I want to meet him at light heavyweight at his weight class and take him down and take it over. And I think that was pretty badass. I don't think that means he's scared. But for Alex Pereira, I see what he's saying here. And it's really also cool for Pereira just how freaking honest he is about everything. He doesn't give a shit. He does not trying to look cool for anyone, not trying to be badass. Because he is literally one of the most dangerous men on this world, the most dangerous person on this world. He's definitely probably in the top 3 or 4 most dangerous freaking people walking around right now that are actively fighting. And it's just so cool to be like, yeah, that was hard for me to cut weight. I'll admit, I need some time to rest and yada yada. But he's like, I'm here to fight and I'll go harder. And he's just so honest. And I think that's like, makes him charismatic. And he's just a fun guy to listen to, even though I can't understand what he's saying, but it is fun to listen to the translations, to read them, and then see what he has to say, because you know what? He is low-key a pretty entertaining person. I also love whenever he says, like, chama to everything. I think it's pretty freaking funny. But with that, du Plessis versus Alex Pereira, that is definitely a fight that can come up. As you know, Ankalaev turned down the Pereira fight because Pereira wanted to fight now and not in Abu Dhabi. And so Ankalaev's like, oh, no, you're ducking me. He's not. As you know, Ankalaev is notorious for only wanting to fight in the Middle East. Alex wants to fight anywhere, right now, doesn't care. Ankalaev wasn't with that. He's out the picture. UFC doesn't even like him. They're not fighting. They each got separate fights booked. You don't even know what the outcome is, right? Stay with me here on this one. So now, Pereira, he's going to be fighting right now Khalil Roundtree. The winner of that, which I believe is Pereira, will now set up to fight the winner of du Plessis versus Strickland, which I think is going to be du Plessis. Because if you remember, du Plessis versus Strickland, even though Strickland says it was the headbutt and the blood, du Plessis has said this over and over again. And if you watch all of his fights, or if you've been a fan of du Plessis, then you'll know what his game plan is. He changed it up because it was for the UFC gold. He said, I'm going to fight Sean Strickland's fight for the first 2 rounds. On the 3rd round, I'm going to fight like me until the end of the fight. That's what he did. It's exactly what happened, and that's how he took all the freaking rounds. Maybe the 5th round, Strickland had it. Yeah, it was controversial, but what happens when du Plessis turns it on from the 1st round all the way to the last round, like how he normally always freaking does? I think that is going to cause issues for Sean, unless for some reason Sean can start having more volume. Sean doesn't start getting badass in the fights until like the last 30 to 10 seconds of the 5th round, and then he's like, come on, and then he does like a jumping fucking front kick, you know what I mean? He tries to teep you in the air, and then, you know, a fucking roundhouse or whatever. I'm just being super stupid and over-exaggerated here, but you know what I mean? He's like, fight me! You know, and then that's like the last 10 seconds of the 5th round. Otherwise, it's just, you know, jab and just blocking everything, and that's all it is. So I think du Plessis runs over Sean Strickland. So,
now we have Duplessis, Pereira. They have both defended their belts multiple times. I think they are going to meet. Where is that going to be? Pereira is confident he can go down to 85 kilos, but Duplessis says, hey, let's meet you. Let's go up in weight class. So let's see. Pereira really wants to come down. He's already said that's been his intention if someone gives him enough want or interest to come down. But now Duplessis, he wants double champ status too. Why are you going to risk fighting freaking Pereira, getting knocked out in the division you're king in, right? I would rather move up. Let's take the risk, but also the reward is double freaking champion. Dracus was also double champion in his South African promotion, guys. So we have some really cool fights, some possibilities that can be lined up, guys. Remember when everyone thought it used to just be Conor, and that is the only reason the UFC is successful? Isn't it awesome that we have so many amazing fights, so many amazing possibilities? I love all the divisions getting shaken up with all these champions that have sat on the throne for a long time. No longer there. It is adding so much new and fresh blood, amazing fights to divisions, all the divisions of the UFC, and I'm here for it. I'm excited for it, guys. Comment down below, what is your favorite freaking fight possibility that's coming up? And also, what is a fight you would like to see? Guys, I got shadow banned because I posted about the president. Not this one, but the one before that one. I can't say his name on YouTube. Also, the male or female boxer, you know, in the Olympics. I can't even say their name either. Posted 2 videos about them. Nothing controversial. I thought they were very kind videos, but YouTube didn't see that. Went from 2,000 views down to like 0, literally, per video. You can check it out about 2 weeks ago. If you could, run up my catalog. Like, thumbs up, subscribe, comment, good, bad, hate. I don't really care. Just help me get that amazing catalog out. With that, I love you guys. I'm out. Peace.